Hi, Tubies. How's everybody doing? I just came back to let you guys know um, to do another quick update. I always say quick, but it's never really that quick, right? Anyway, I just wanted to do an update and let you guys know that, as I said in my last video, I had appointments to go to last week. So I did go to those appointments and I just wanted to give you guys the information. I haven't received any results as far as what the test found. And actually, I've been a little aggravated with the surgeon's office because I did call. They have like like a coordinator or somebody that, whatever, you know what a coordinator is, whoever you talk to about your appointments and everything and receives your information and submits it to insurance for you. So I called her and she has yet to call me back. So me and her might have a little problem if she doesn't return my phone call within the next 24 hours. So yeah, like I said, I had an EKG done last week, a chest x-ray, CAT scan, an ultrasound, and I met with the psychologist. My primary doctor called me. She told me that the letter that the surgeon needs as far as to submit to insurance is completed and ready. I just need to come pay and pick it up. Um, what else? Oh, sleep study is this Saturday night. And I meet with the gastro tomorrow because I need to have an endoscopy done. So I'm going to go meet with him and then I'm sure they'll, set up the endoscopy to have that done. And I think that actually completes my checklist as far as, what I needed to do on my side. So it is February. March will make the month 3. And then sometime in April, I should be sleeved. And I really look forward to that. Um, oh, I know I said that I had done not so well as far as losing the weight. And I want you guys to know, you'll be very pleased to know that, I told you that February 6th, when I went to the surgeon's office and met with the nutritionist again, I had gained a pound since my January visit. You will be very pleased to know that as of today on the 15th, I have lost 6 pounds. So that's 9 days, 6 pounds down. So I've been grinding and I'm serious. So I fully expect that I will have lost those 10 pounds by 11 pounds actually by March 2nd when I go back to the doctor. I know what else I wanted to talk about. Whitney Houston. I'm sure if you have a TV or radio or read a newspaper or have any type of connection with media, period, you know by now that Whitney Houston has died. And Whitney Houston's death touched me in a very special way because for so many reasons, more reasons than one. And anybody up here who's been watching from the beginning knows that I am from Newark, New Jersey, that, that's my hometown. And so, of course, Whitney was from Newark, like me, grew up in church in Newark, like me. And she's just always, always, always been my favorite songstress. I remember Luther Vandross dying, and I'm 24 years old. So when I say I remember Luther Vandross dying, I'm saying, I grew up listening to Luther and Patti LaBelle and Anita Baker and those type of people. My mother was really into Prince, and I was like really scared of him. That wasn't Prince was not then, not, and is still not my cup of tea. But Whitney and Luther have always been. I had a man and I had a woman. And those were my favorites. And those were the greats. And those were the people that I argued about and I fought for. And so just as a pure fan, I am extremely hurt like I was when Luther died. And when Luther died, it hurt me so bad. I cried for days. I cried for days. And I remember my generation, people I grew up with, being really upset when Aaliyah died. And I was like, all ignorant, like, Aaliyah wasn't great. She's no Whitney. And everybody was, saying all the stuff that they had to say about Whitney. And I have always been in love with this woman. And I have always thought that she had the most angelic and beautiful voice. And like Luther, to me, like right before he died, and how, you thought that he was coming back, that he was getting better, that everything was going to be okay. And like Whitney, the album that she came out with, and just thinking and making a movie and just believing that somehow God was going to deliver her from her demons and from her addiction and from her issues. And, his plan was greater than ours. And so she's home. So I've been watching the news because I just usually don't watch the news, but I guess I just wanted to have like information, like the most recent information on what's going on. And I knew that they were flying her body back, and that they were bringing her to this funeral home that, some of my family has used the same funeral home. So, so I guess I was just trying to stay abreast. And I've been very disgusted with the way that the reporters have been reporting on her death, and, her bankruptcy. And, everybody knows Whitney was a drug addict. And it's been really, really disgusting to me and classless, because who you are probably addressing is like her fans. But what you don't understand is that her mother sees this, right? Her family, her cousin, and who my grandmother is friends with, and her daughter, Bobby, Christina. And I guess I feel probably the worst for her only because I can relate to her the most, and I know about losing your mother. And Whitney died on February 11th. February 11th is actually the exact same day that my mother died. 10 years ago. So it's been 10 years. And before I even saw on the news about Whitney, I had been upset all day and crying all day. And so I know that even after 10 years, you could relapse into a moment that takes you back into the same space where you feel like it's the same time all over again. And that's very hard to deal with. And so my prayers go out to her and her family, and just, I mean, it's just going to be really rough. And I know that it is. I know that it's going to be terrible. And as a fan, I feel, hurt, of course, that I lost somebody who I felt was great. And it's just terrible. But I guess my main issue besides the news has been with like people who have been commenting that are my friends on like Facebook, um, on my weight loss page, and everybody is leaving all these comments and making all these statuses and saying all of this stuff about Whitney Houston and her drug addiction, and so much stuff that is just so disappointing and disgusting to me. Because if you have this weight loss page, if you're on my weight loss page, that means that either you are an RNY, lap band, gastric sleeve patient, pre-op or post-op, whatever the case may be, but you have a problem. Now, you might not call it an addiction, like she had an addiction to drugs, but you have a problem, and probably an addiction to food, which is a problem. Regardless of what the problem is. It's like, oh, a drug problem is this bad and a food problem is only this bad. It's all a problem. It's all a problem. It's all something that can cause death. It's all deadly, right? If you die from an overdose, or you die from a heart attack because you've made poor food choices, oh, she should have loved her daughter more. What about you? What about you and the children that you have? And the food that you continue to shove into your mouth? And so we've been blessed, and and we're really, really, really blessed because we have the opportunity to conquer our issue and our problem. And I'm sure that this is not the first time that you've attempted it. So you know about failing. You know that it's hard. That is not the easiest thing that you'll ever do. And I'm not a drug user, so I don't know how hard it is to quit drugs. But I know that this has been a struggle. This has been my life struggle, and that, it's been rough. And so I don't count her problem as much worse than mine. I just see it as a very different problem than the problem that I have. But it doesn't mean that, that we should be so heartless and disrespectful. And I think just as humans, and Valentine's Day, everybody want to send flowers and kiss and hug and love. Like, love every day. Love every single day. Every single day. Love. Because you never know what can happen. And you don't know, when it's your last time. You want somebody to understand you and know you for the good human that you are, not judging, not judging somebody, especially once they're dead. I mean, she can't do nothing for you. She cannot fix any problem that you have with how she lived. And you have your problem and your issue, and you don't even have to live in the spotlight. Nobody's even minding your damn business all the time. Nobody's even putting as much pressure on you as she probably had on her from the entire world. Because when you have a gift, everybody wants to see you succeed and do well. So sometimes it's really, really, really aggressive the way that people approach you. But she gave us her gift, right? She sang to us. We have beautiful music that remains from her. And I just think that we should just cherish that and leave the bankruptcy and all of that stuff. All of that stuff is not stuff that people don't know. That's stuff that people know. And the cause of her death, did she drown? Did she this? Did she that? Oh, coming up next. Like, it doesn't matter. She's dead. Her mother is burying her child, and her child is burying her mother. And she's only 18 years old. And it's only going to get worse before it gets better. And I think that we just, especially in the weight loss community, should have more empathy, more sympathy, and just, that's just my belief. That's my opinion. You can agree. You can disagree. You can say whatever you want to say. You're free. But I just wanted to state my piece and say what I had to say. As far as my weight loss, I'm doing great. I'm doing great with my appointments, like I said, and I'm just fine. And I'm looking forward to just continuing. And I know that it's only going to get better from here. So I appreciate you guys for watching. I hope you have a wonderful, beautiful, wonderful weekend. And I'll holler at y'all later. All right? Bye.